And I'm live. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the shed. Nice to see you all. Just give me a brief shout to figure out if I'm coming through loud and clear. Ooh, yes, quite chilly today. Let's see. Going through the chat. What are my bars looking like? I'm looking loud and clear. Excellent. Thank you, Dino. Welcome to everybody on this quite chilly Sunday afternoon. Mid-teens centigrade. What would that be? About 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So on goes the jumper. Yeah, it's a little chilly, but there's barely a breeze, so that's something. I would imagine it's probably up somewhere 70% humidity today. Overcast, looks like it. There might be a little bit of precipitation on the way. A very good morning to you, Greg. Nice to see you. Ray Bertelson, welcome in. Simon Trains, always a pleasure, young sir. Digger Evans and Dino. Nice to see everybody. Chuck Schreiber, a very good morning it is to you. 71 Fahrenheit, 21. That's a bit more like it. Bit more like it. Yeah, could do with some of that. But autumn, I believe you call it the fall, is amongst us. Dara's Locomotive Shed down Moneybrook Junction. A very good day to you. Grandpa Rails, JD number one. Nice to see you. Let's see, who else do we have in the chat? Smallwood Junction is Paul and Paris. A very good afternoon to you. Yeah, Joe Raider. Thank you for joining us, Joe. A very good morning to you, and you're not late. Why would they besmirch the name of Joe just because a few minutes elapse? Mum and son train rail fans, get the teeth in properly. Tammy and Ray, a very good morning to you. Somebody's airbrushing. I've just got a little message up there. Summer breeze is John and Holly. Very good afternoon to you too. Yes, it's chilly. Doors open. It's not freezing yet. Sooner or later it will be. But usually, keep the fingers crossed, we might get an Indian summer, which means usually a week of decent weather, and then the sky falls in. Windsor Valley, hello Liz, very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. Newlyn Railway is Clive. Very good afternoon to you, Clive. Great to see you. There's a bit of spam in the chat for Ray there. Anthony Dodge, a very good morning to you. I know you've obviously been busy with your live streams, very busy actually. All didn't go to plan, but it's a very absorbing live stream when things don't go to plan. It's terribly frustrating for the host, but for all looking in, it adds a bit of flesh to the bones, as they say. And a very good live stream last night with Artie, very enjoyable. That was worth staying up for, although it is very early morning, but that's the time difference between here and Australia and America. Yeah. So what are we doing today? We have a coronation today. There's a little bit of a story behind this. Originally, my dad got 4 coaches, or he got me to get 4 coaches. These were an update on the original coaches that they did, which date back almost to Triang days. I kid you not. So they upgraded them, added some fine detail, and put lights in. And because they were quite expensive at the time, he decided to get 4 of them, because 4 made up a decent sized train on his size of layout. So I inherited those and a set, but I've decided to expand that to the full 9-car train. So I know Anthony is particularly taken with the streamlined LMS coronations. So without much further ado, what I also got was the latest iteration of the coronation class. I'm looking at the model. Forgive me if my attention is off to the side. Chobberton Junction. Hello, Tony. Nice to see you. March West Junction, Andy. Welcome in. Always great having you in. So I shall bring that round. We shall get it started. I did run it in, so fear not. I ran it in. I wondered why it was a little sluggish, and I thought, what on earth could this be? And they had a bit of packing. It was a bit of foam about that size stuck under the front bogie to stop it from rattling around in the box. Of course, I didn't realise this, so pair of tweezers, pulled that out, and it's running fine. So St Mary's Church Model Railway is in. That is Stuart, and a very good afternoon to you, Stuart. SJ Train Welders joined us. Wait a minute, that's the wrong Tuna Dog pilot. There's only one that I know of. Well, it's me and the hot dog man himself, which was dear old Gordo. But there he is. I'm afraid he's now flying in the sky, and I'm very much here. So yeah, the hot dog man is here. Nice to see you, SJ, and I hope Denmark is temperate. That's a good word. Temperate. Right, let's get this moving. Will it spin its wheels? No, it won't. A 9-car train, and I've set it up exactly as it would have run. So that will be coming from my right any second now. There she blows. Oops, not wrong. Should have said vroom vroom. Not wrong. Excuse my flat fingers. Never mind, SJ. Right, let's get her moving a little more express fashion, and you should see all the lights come up in the coaches. Not sure what kind of ampage it's pulling. Oh, there's Maura King. Hello, Maura. Had to take a call. That's okay, Maura. That's life. And here she comes. One lit train. I could kill the lights in here and you can see it, but when we get down onto the track, you should be able to see that much better. The makeup, I've written it down on this here piece of paper. The makeup of the train goes like this. Behind the locomotive, you've got a BFK, which is brake first corridor. Then you've got an FK, first corridor, an RFO, restaurant first open, an RK, which is restaurant corridor, an RTO, which is restaurant tourist open, another RTO, which is restaurant tourist open, an RK, which is restaurant corridor, an RTO, restaurant tourist open, and a BTK at the end, which is a brake tourist corridor. That's the full 9 cars. Luckily, hallelujah, I've got a shed big enough to take the full 9 cars. Let's see what happens to the lights. Gone red, that's gone yellow, double yellow. It's gone through a double yellow, but that's fine. Now, I haven't seen Dwight in yet, so he must be pulling himself out of bed about this time. So come on, Dwight, get online. Let's see you. It's always a pleasure having your company. Let me know if that's too noisy. Can it be too noisy? Right, now that's sort of up to speed. Dwight's had a bad fall. Oh no! Oh, well, that's bad news. So everybody, our thoughts go out to Dwight. Um, I don't know if that affects his live stream tonight. No doubt we'll find out. But Dwight, get well. Sparky 107. Hello, Dave. A very good morning to you. Nice to see you. The Coronation is running today. This was a London and Midlands and Scottish train that was rivaling the London North East Railway with their silver links and that kind of thing. This one was the premier restaurant train to Scotland. 9 cars and a streamlined Duchess class up the front. Boxcar Jerry has just got a little tag out. So that's what's running. It seems to be running rather well. And the mechanism is an improvement on the original. I have the original, which I shall be running. But this is man enough to pull the full 9-car trains. And those carriages each has got pickups. So that's quite a hefty weight there that he's pulling. That's quite a lot of tension on the drawbar. A very good day to you, James. Very good morning. Happy days. I hope you're doing well with your heart monitor. And I hope it's not recording anything untoward. So, yeah, all looking good. So far, so good. Touch wood. It does look very natty in its blue with the silver stripes. And I know this is a particular favourite of Anthony's. So in Anthony's honour, here is the LMS Royal Scot. The actual name on the locomotive is Queen Mary. I do have 2 other streamliners on there. One of them is Princess Alexandra, and the other one, which is on the other track, is called simply Coronation. Number 6220. We didn't know about it, Dino, until my sister let me know. Caught up with it to catch up before Andy's live. Oh, that's a shame. The older we get, the more likelihood there is having a challenge with gravity. It's easy to lose one's bearing and do some dirt diving. So, yeah, it's to be avoided. Good morning, Andy. Oh, that's Scott Rails. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you, Dave. Is it Coronation or really Duchess of Hamilton? Well, they are Duchess class, but they put on the fancy streamlining to rival the London North East Railway and whatever Nigel Gresley was doing. But Stanier was no mug. He did a beautiful job streamlining the front. Whether it added any real intrinsic value to the speed, it's debatable. But it certainly did look the part. I think we'll all agree that the streamlining they put on there was pretty superb. Returned from the east, back to trains now. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Dave. It's always great when you're back on the trains. Get on the beers. Plus, both locos were swapped when they sent Duchess of Hamilton to the USA and they pretended to be Coronation. They do quite a bit of that, Simon. And if I didn't say good morning, welcome in. Andy Dobson has joined us. Hey, Andy. Nice to see you. And, of course, the inimitable Chuck Schreiber from South Texas. South Texas. That sounds great, doesn't it? uh, this Mr. Scott, do you remember what a train is? I'm sure he does, James. No problem there. So I hope the noise level on this isn't too great, because I'm about to get the second train running, which is simply titled Coronation. Here we go. And she's on the move. She will be appearing any second now on my left, which is over here. And here she comes. In red, in maroon. I think this is the one that Anthony very much fancies, because it is a grand colour, a really grand colour. I think they work equally well, the sky blue and the maroon. I'm calling it maroon. It could be some kind of different colour, crimson lake. Maybe you can tell me, Simon. This is pulling the 3-car set which comes in the set. So these coaches date well back, but they did a good job on the decoration. And Randall has joined us. A very good morning to you, Randall. I think we've got half of the Americas in here. This is most encouraging. Thank you all very much for joining. So let's get you down on the track and you can see some of the action. Fingers crossed, everything seems to be running well. Always harder to get the red coaches. Yet there's something to watch out for there. When Hornby reissued the coaches, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, they made the roofs darker. So when these come around, is it darker or lighter? I know they got it wrong. I think they went darker with the later iterations. So you've got, if you want it to match up with your original train, you've got to get probably second hand, but the much earlier R number that goes with it. Very kind of you. 35 in, we've got 13 likes, so if you can hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, I'd be most obliged, honey. Does that sound like Daisy? No, and I certainly don't look like her. That's life. Right, let's get you down on the track and we can see some of the action. Here we go. A quick update on the painting of the, I've got some masking going on there. Whoa, there's some masking going on there, so I'm getting ready for painting. Here we go. There we go. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, very good afternoon to you, Rob. There's a good chance that they will, because they've got the new tooling for the Coronation class, they may well do a maroon like this one with the updated mechanism. And as they have all of the coaches for the 9-car train, they may well decide to change the colour of plastic and do them in maroon. That will certainly be something to watch out for, but the price will undoubtedly go up. Okay, Randall, it's a pleasure having you in, so hurry back. Very kind, Greg. I think Hornby can pat themselves on the back. They did a pretty good job. This one dates from around about the turn of the millennia. I think about 2000, 2005 that came out. These coaches came out 2010s or later. And the latest iteration of Coronation class like this came out just a few years ago, about 3 years ago, I think. So they are still on they're still on the shelves. They made a lot of these, the Queen Mary. So I got this one from Kerno Model Rail at about £50 below the recommended retail price. But I think you'll agree that Hornby did a pretty good fist of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things coming out of Rapido these days. I think they've really got the bit between their teeth. We've just got the latest, what do they call it? 01 class, which is sitting over in the siding just over there. You should just be able to see it right here. It took a lot of pointing. Oh, a very good afternoon, Chaz. Nice to see you, mate. Chaz is under the boards. Well, you stick at it, mate. It's always worthwhile doing a bit of work on the railway, or railroad, as we like to say. Oh, okay, Rob. It's always nice to have a bit of a rest, particularly as the weather's starting to cool down a bit. I certainly don't think you'll be sweating in the shed. Let's put it that way, because I'm certainly not. Yes, I think for us, Sparky, the summer is a thing of the past. I think we're feeling the first bitings of winter. Our weather is quite changeable, so we really never know what's coming. And they have a hard job predicting what's coming at the best of times. Yeah, I believe these coaches are only 57 feet long. So they're not the 100-foot coaches that we see today, or 90 foot, or wherever they are. These are 57 foot long. I believe they are actually to scale. And at the moment, everything seems to be working fine. And we have Brian in. Hello, Brian. How's the wilds of Shropshire today? I'm probably thinking it's as cool as it is down here. And Brian, I know you'll be relieved. This is all running DC today. Is that just the engine shed on the left or cleaning shed on the right? That is actually an engine shed, Dave. The cleaning sheds all look very much similar, but that is actually a maintenance depot. Um, just inside the door, I put a couple of figures with a welding torch. Well, if I put that on, you should be able to, you might see the welding torch. There we go. I'll move that back that way. You should see the light reflect off of it. There you go. Oh, they're just the doors, Dave. Right there, and there, and there, and there. That's just the doors. So there you go. Oh, did I see Mick in? Hello, Mick. Nice to see you. The royal bartender, as they say. Always a beer on the go. Get on the beers, Mick. Get on the beers. Yeah, that's true, Dave. That really is true. I see certain things on people's layouts that look absolutely outrageous until you see it from a different angle. Ah, Brian's got a hoard of Great Western equipment. Does this? What does this include, Brian? Is this all locos and rolling stock? Coaches, wagons, tankers, the whole gamut? Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. Is any of this DCC, Brian, or is it all basically um, sort of based on Ringfield motors and back in the day stuff? All 80s and earlier, right? Okay. Yeah, well, they did some very nice Hawksworth coaches back then, which were, for their day, really quite ornate. And I think I've only got one of them, but it's a superb coach. I mean, for the time I bought it, which was back in the 80s, excellent moulding. What do you think, Brian? For that's pretty good going, considering it's a 9-car train. Right, forgive me everybody, I've just got to run to the house. I'll be right back. And we're back. Oh, clear story four-wheelers. Right. Oh, I see. Okay. The reason I just went to the house is just so I could show you this. It's the latest bit of ephemera. How about that? Danger. Overhead, live wires. Missed. Yeah, this was laying in the track, apparently. Long since discarded. It was laying in the cess. So Richard very kindly scooped that up for me. So that will go onto the wall. Probably I think I ought to clean it first. You never know where it's been on the railway. How about a piece of real railway track? Compared to the model, it's rather big and very heavy. Chop right through. But that's your profile of your track. Whether the Pico stuff looks like that, you'll have to get your microscope out to figure that one out. Yeah, it's quite a heavy paperweight, that one, Digger. Yeah, 1-to-1 scale. It certainly is, Simon. Now, Brian, have you got a piece of track or an overhead warning sign? Have a brand new railway bike as a souvenir. Well, how about that then? That takes some beating. And a very good morning to you, COL. Oh, cut from Shrewsbury Station. Excellent. A bit of Providence as well. From Houston, you have a piece of track ephemera as well. This is really good. Well, the next time everybody's live or doing a video, if you've got any pieces of railway ephemera, bring them out and let's see them. The Falcon engine development. That's interesting, Digger. Is this the diesel Falcon, which very much looks like a Class 47? Yeah, Brian, it's always interesting to see that kind of stuff. I mean, it really is, because it's of such scale that we don't really realise when we're playing with model trains like this, you don't realise the scale of the real thing. I know we say, oh, it's 176 scale, but 76 times smaller. It just shows you how much that relates. A blind box from the Metropolitan Line A-stop train with a white muppet standing at Euston Underground Station, holding it, saying Norway, and it's got a few laughs. Simon, I don't like to show my ignorance, but what's a blind box? Well, Anthony, I think you ought to treat yourself to an Adlake train lamp, one of the old oil or paraffin burners. I think it would add a certain je ne sais quoi to your layout room. Just don't light it because it might smoke you out a bit. But it certainly adds that kerosene smell. But yeah, they do have their drawbacks, like fire. Right, let's bring this one in. And then I'll bring the other one out. And stop. Right, let's change a few points. Let's see. That one's okay. That one. And here we go. Right, let's see how we get on. And it's got through the double slip. So all is well. Here comes the original Coronation. So we'll have two blue ones running. And points are set. Are we ready? And she's off. Brown York, yeah. Came from the class 315. Well, that's pretty good going, Rob. Yeah, Anthony, sometimes you have to go backwards to go forwards. He was backing out blind. Well, I was his eyes, let's put it that way. And this is Princess Alexandra, number 6224. This is the original set you would have got from Hornby back in the early 2000s. It comes with Princess Alexandra and 3 coaches. 2 of the coaches are standard corridors, and the 3rd one is corridor break. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a delay getting this one going because the worm was actually binding on the gear, so I had to move everything up a gnat's chuff. So just a smidgen, just a tiny bit, but I used a little tiny sliver of cardboard to raise everything up a bit, so the worm wasn't having such a hard time rotating the gears, and that seems to have worked quite well. Why that should occur after so many years, I really don't know, but that was my diagnosis, and as the locomotive freed up after that, I think that was the prevention and the cure. Oh, Maura's off. Thanks for coming, Maura. Always great to see you. COL, the next Pennsylvania day. It's not usually a long time in the coming. I usually get a fever come over me to suggest that I should run some Pennsylvania. So I would imagine in the next couple of weeks I will be happy to oblige. January 1976. Is there anything specific about that date, Brian? Would it happen to be your birthday, for example? Yeah, I thought so. And we're getting up a bit of speed now. I just called it a bit because it was starting to slip. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. How old is the layout? I believe I started the layout in 2018, so 7 years. So it's Staffordshire and Shropshire, very much north of me. About 150 miles north. Canadian Locomotive Logistics. I would suggest that's probably not Sparky Speed though. Brian, what was you doing in Milton Keynes? Oh, picking up the stock. I see. I see. Well, that's a long way south. You've got to remember, Milton Keynes is only 25 miles up the road from me. I would suggest you probably grabbed all the gear and then headed off north as fast as you could. Not even enough time for our knuckle dusters to clank together. Well, I have a new subscriber. That's good news. Nice to have somebody to welcome to the party, as they say. And Delft Junction Pete has joined us. Hello, Pete. Nice to see you. Are you still out caravanning or are you very much at home now? Yes, a very happy birthday to Caitlin. Wish her a very happy birthday, Dave. Oh, North Yorkshire. Mr. King, you've been eating far too much Yorkshire pudding, of course. Welcome in. Good afternoon to you. Nice to see you. Ah, Calcut, huh? Yes, that does sound very north of the British Isles, as they say. Yes, indeed, Anthony. If you're watching, Sue, hi, nice to see you. There's a wave. Queen Mary with the full rake of 9 coaches. This is the earlier Princess Alexandra with the 3 coaches that you've got in the set. They do date back to, I would imagine, probably Triang days or bordering on Triang days. But they did a very good fist of the decoration, so they do look the part. These are flush glazed from where they updated the tooling back in the 2010s. 2000, yeah, about 2010, 2015 they came out, the coaches. Well, CL, there's a slim chance, but there's always a good chance that we might be sharing the same blood. Interesting theory. So, Pete, I don't know if I missed your comment or you didn't comment, but are you home now? Home is Peterborough, which is about 50 miles north of me. I hate to put the mockers on things, but no derailments yet. Touch wood and ballast. Yes, you are. Waiting for Getz next. Yes, aren't we all, Pete? Getz is in October. I believe it's sometime October 11th, 12th, something like that. I think we'll probably be booking the tickets any day now. And the chances are we'll probably go on the Saturday because, well, you get a fresh shot at the bargains then. Is the Worley event a 2-day event, Simon? Or do they just have it on the one day? I know Getz is obviously a 2-day event. But with Getz, there's always a chance that he might have a home match because it's connected to the football stadium, the MK Dons. And when they do that, they shut the car parks and you have to park and ride. Oh, it is. So in theory, then you could switch them round and do the Getz on the Saturday and Worley on the Sunday. But then that would be entirely selfish on my behalf because it's always nice to meet up with old friends. There we had Matt Gore Adventures in the chat. Very good day to you, Matt. I don't know what part of the world you might be in, but it's either good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It could well be afternoon. And if that's the case, a very good afternoon. Oh, Eastern US. Okay, so it's a very good morning to you. Now, although what you see today running is very much British 1930s stock Coronation class locomotives with suitable coaching apparel, I do run United States trains also, dating right back to the 1880s up to the modern day. With I tend to lean on steam quite a bit. So everything from there's big boys, Challengers, Hudsons, 482s. What are they? Mountains. Yep, lots of rolling stock, lots of engines. I very much like the MTH engines. Lots of die cast, lots of smoke, lots of noise, lots of lights. I thought they were excellent in their day. And I know scale trains have now got the tooling for that, but they're very slow bringing things out, I'm afraid. These are all made by Hornby. These are the ones they got right. They don't get everything right. I don't think there's any manufacturer that does. But Hornby obviously are producing steam locomotives like this, which can pull a 9-car train. There's quite a bit of drag on this because each of those has got lighting contacts on the wheels, and that tends to slow things down a bit. So to have one locomotive that's heavy enough and powerful enough to do a 9-car train, that does take some doing. No traction tyres. Anthony has got a new video out. Yeah, very slightly sounds trains, very slightly. Was it actually a Coronation that went over there? I think it probably was, because it did look a bit bling. Let's take a look when it comes around. A streamlined nose, everything fared in and smoothed off. It does look the part, let's face it. This locomotive dates from around about the 2000s. And the one on the outside track is the latest iteration by Hornby, which came out about 3 years ago. Yes, indeed, Dino. I hope your dad's well and doing as well as he can. Interesting. Oh, I see. What era are these trains? These are 1930s. So you're looking around about 1935, 36, 37, really just before the Second World War, which for those in the UK started in 1939. And later on, I think it was 1942, the United States entered the war. Yeah, December 42. So yeah, these are just pre-war. And of course, everything was a bit bling. So they had nice bright colours. And then as soon as wartime came along, everything got painted black to black everything out. Lots of curtains and things like that. And then I think in the 50s, they came out with crimson and cream, which did brighten everything up quite a bit. A bit later on, they went on to maroon colour. But by then, a lot of the steam engines were being phased out around the late 50s, early 60s, and by 1965, there wasn't much left of steam. Okay, Greg, always welcome. Great to see you, mate. Have a great week. Right, ladies and gents, let me just grab you right here. There we go. This is what I look like. Yeah, not a pretty sight, but what can I do? Danger. Overhead live wires. This is a real one from the real railway. It was obviously glued to something at some stage. Some standing closest made it into blue and grey. Whoa, I think they probably did. Right, let's bring everything to a stop. With added sound effects, of course. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me just move my cord there and straighten up the camera. There we go. Thank you all very much indeed for coming in. I'm going to bring things to a close now. What will I run next week? I'll figure that on down the week. Could be something American. Could be. I've also got one Canadian train, which I could run, which is the Canadian D10, which James very kindly helped get for me. And Todd Armstrong, as he works for Rapido, he helped also. Everybody have a really great week and try and stay vertical. And don't do anything silly out there because I very much like seeing you every Sunday. It makes my day having people along to run some trains with. And thank you, Dino. It was enjoyable being compere, as they say. Thanks, Tom and Pete and Chuck and Anthony and Rob and John and Holly. Thank you all for coming in. Very, very enjoyable. I shall now go and get something to eat and warm up a bit because it is a little bit parky. 60 degrees Fahrenheit is bordering on the fall. The fall, yeah, the autumn, the fall. Thank you, Anthony. Enjoy the rest of your day and say hello to Joyce and the rest of the family for me. And take care, my friend. And to all of you good people out there, I'll say Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care, everybody. Adios.